Hello, Professor Green, and whoever decides to comment on my homework here. This is Jacob Liederman, and I'm just going to explain my epithelial tissue drawings. So the first one we have here is going to be the simple squamous. You could tell that it's epithelial cells by all of these ones because they're going to have a lumen, which means like in the microscope there's going to be a little edge right here, so that's how you know it's epithelial tissue. This one is going to be simple squamous, simple because it has only one layer of cells, so it's just going to be this one layer right here. At squamous because they're going to be mostly pretty flat. These ones in the drawing look a little bit rounded, but I tried to make them so you can see them. So these are going to be simple squamous, so one layer and very flat. These can be found in the lining of the heart and also in air sacs of the lungs. Moving on, we have the simple cuboidal here. So the cells are going to be in this little ring right here. Simple, so it's just one, again, it's just going to be one layer of cells, and it's going to be cuboidal, so they're going to be very boxy in appearance when they're under the microscope. And then again, here's the lumen inside, so these are found in the ducts, like glandular ducts, in small glands, and can also be found in the kidneys. Just before we go, so cuboidal, those kind of cells are also used on exocrine glands, so you can kind of see the glands here. This is a simple alveolar gland, and the glandular cell is going to be down here, and then the regular cuboidal cells will be up here. And then what's going to happen is the glandular cells are going to excrete the whatever fluid or mucosa or mucus, and it's going to come into here into the duct, and it'll slowly make its way to the epithelial surface. So I just wanted to touch on that cuboidal one because that's what this simple axonar gland has as well. So moving on here, this will be the simple columnar. So you can notice these cells are really tall and rectangular and pretty narrow, very narrow. So here's the cell, an example of cell here, and notice on these ones, all the nuclei are in a straight line, almost pretty close at least, and that's a good way to tell if they're columnar. And simple again, because it's just going to be one layer. So simple is always going to be one layer. And these can be found. It looks like there's two types of these. There's ciliated ones, so the little cilia on here can be found in the bronchi, which are in a part of the lungs, and non-ciliated simple columnar can be found in the digestive tract. Okay, moving along here into the pseudostratified columnar. So these ones are very similar to the simple columnar, however they're going to be a mixed bag in a sense. So some of them are multinucleated, and they're just, instead of being in a straight line, the nuclei, they're mixed up, not in a straight line, and then not in a straight line, and some are actually stacked on top of each other, which would be more stratified in nature, but we're going to get to stratified in a second. And again, so here's the cells. Here's one cell right here, and then here are a couple that are stacked on each other. But again, the columnar in nature means they're really, really tall and almost rectangular looking. And these pseudostratified columnar cells can be found in the upper respiratory tract, and they also line the trachea. Okay, and then we're gonna go. This is a kind of a tough one to look at, but this is stratified squamous. So stratified is going to mean that they're stacked on top of each other. So there's multiple cells stacked all the way on top of each other. Squamous, again, is just going to mean flat. So they're going to be pretty flat cells. So stratified squamous cells are going to be flat and stacked on top of each other. These ones can be found in linings, and some examples are the esophagus, mouth, and the vagina. And then moving on to our last one here. This is the transitional epithelium. So transitional epithelium is an interesting kind of arrangement. So at the top, they're going to be more rounded. So the cells look a little bit more rounded. And as you move down towards the bottom layer, they're going to be more elongated. These are found in the lining of the bladder, the urethra, and the ureters. And this is just so they're shaped like this because they help expand the whatever tissue they're in. So they can expand to be really elongated, and then this is when they're a little bit more relaxed. So this would be like a relaxed bladder. But yeah, so that's the epithelial tissue. I hope I went through everything, and hope you can hear me okay. But yeah, so connective tissue will be next. Thank you.